What is going on, everybody? It is me, the Viking Weeb from the Bucket Brigade. And today is the first episode of our new podcast called Anime That's Better Than Your Favorite Shows. So I'm going to start off by giving you the most realist, the most dirtiest, the most nastiest, the most vegan free, gluten free, raw, unfiltered, unadulterated opinion. Okay? This is all opinion. So don't try to find me and tell me, oh no, it's not better than NCIS Miami, or no, it's not better than Game of Thrones. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. All right, I will stand right here, 10 toes down. All of these are better than yours. All of them. Okay, so I'm gonna go through top 10. This was extremely hard to make. I've been alive a very long time. I've watched an unhealthy amount of anime. So I'm going to go through this list. It was extremely hard to make. So please stay through to the end and then give me your opinion or talk shit however you want to, whatever. All right. So number 10, we're going to start at the end. We're going to work our way up. That's what normal people do. Do not skip these. I swear to God. Don't skip. At bare minimum, let's listen to each one, okay? Because you might find a reason to start one. So number 10 is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. When I tell you I'm not a slice of life fan, but this made it into my top 10, you need to go watch it. It's got the right amount of action. It's got very minimal to medium fan service, which if you don't know what fan service is, I'm not going to tell you. You should have learned that with your own personal skills and Googling ability. Go look it up. I'll wait. I'm kidding. I'm actually not going to wait. I'm going to move on while you do that. Number 9. Dragon Ball Z. Not Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball GT, although GT had the best transformations of the entire series. I stand on that. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. We got the best arcs, we got the best kind of story. It's a classic. Dragon Ball Z is where a lot of people started. It is the father of the big three. I don't care what people tell you. Dragon Ball Z is not a part of the big three. Dragon Ball Z, they were the starters that made a big three come through. So, that's number 9. Number 8, Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm putting Yu-Gi-Oh! At number 8 right above Dragon Ball Z, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because it's real. I know what you're thinking. No, that's not. You can't do that. It's not a dragon. All right, let me go ahead and correct you right now. All that stuff they saw was because of Kaiba's company. Thank him. All right? All holograms. All real. Real card game. I have cards right now. I can walk outside and I can challenge somebody today. I got the wrist mount. I could duel you and send you to the Shadow Realm today. I cannot go outside and become a Super Saiyan. I can pretend. I can try. I can link the old YouTube video of that boy changing into a Super Saiyan in front of us. I'm not evil. I'm just... Well, I'll do it. I swear to God. All right. Number 7, Rurouni Kenshin. I don't care what anyone says. Rurouni Kenshin deserves to be on this list. It is a great change of pace. It is an older anime. It shows the story of a young samurai who was like a stone cold killer, turning a new leaf and trying to be a good person. He beats everybody with the back of his sword. I actually think they were trying to utilize Musashi, Miyamoto Musashi, the famous samurai who never lost. I think that was a lot of inspiration for him. I could be wrong. Please don't quote me. But I think the inspiration of Rurouni Kenshin's character turning over a new leaf, becoming a duelist, never losing, that was the key for that, okay? Now, I'll tell you this. He did lose, okay? I'll tell you that straight up. He lost. But needless to say, Rurouni Kenshin was one of the first times I saw a villain and I was like, I agree with him. I feel bad for him. I want him to win. I might not agree with killing everybody because, spoiler alert, it's been long enough. You should have watched by now. But Rurouni Kenshin, the villain, his ethos was only the strong survive. Now, I don't think that. But fuck, I didn't want him to lose. He had a good case. The way he submitted it, his backstory being as sad as it was, I felt bad. I wanted him to win. I didn't want him to lose. It's not even that I wanted his way to happen. I just didn't want him to lose. And the only way that he would stop was to be killed. He said, essentially, it was a battle of ideals between Rurouni Kenshin, or between Kenshin and fucking, what was his name, like Shoto or some shit. But it was a battle of ideals, and whoever won, that was the way. So that was number 7. Definitely great. If you haven't seen it, I didn't ruin anything, I promise. Number 6. Or sorry, that was 7. So yeah, number 6, Fire Force. Now, I didn't get on the train for Fire Force when I should have. Fire Force came out, and I was like, I'm not watching an anime about firefighters. I refuse. I'm not doing it. Boy, did I miss out. I hopped on the hype train after it passed. Fire Force, easy 6. Easy 6. And I'm going to tell you why. Fire Force got 6 for me because great story. Perfect world embodiment. Like the world building of this. Now, I'm not going to say something and spoil it, but just know there's a reason why the world building of Fire Force was so easy and was so smooth. I'll give you a hint. Look up the guy that wrote Fire Force and look up other work that he's done. It's one of those. Pretty cool. It is completed. I read it because I refused to not know what was going to happen. We waited long enough for season 3. But Fire Force is up there. It is really, really good. It's got a great power system. It's got even cooler abilities and ideals. It's just the way they did it with the powers and the world itself and how things have come to be. Super cool. And the villains are likable at the same time. They're like, fuck this guy, or there's her again. Super cool. But let's move into 5. 5 is JoJo's. And I'm going to tell you right now, 5 is JoJo's based off the first 3 seasons. I'm not even going to rate 4 through, I think what they stopped at Stone Ocean was 6. That was last season. I'm not even going to include those. 1 through 3 stole my heart. 1 through 3 was perfect. The other seasons could not exist or just be bad. They could be so bad, and I'm still putting this at number 5. Not that I didn't love those seasons, but they weren't as good as the first 3. And I'll be probably one of the only JoJo's fans that'll sit here and look you in the face and say, yes, you need to watch season 1. No, you cannot skip it. Yes, you need it for plot. Yes, this is a JoJo's reference. You have to watch it. Yes, I'm a JoJo's reference. I mean, shit, look at me. I'm a JoJo's reference. I don't make the rules. I'm a JoJo's reference. So, number 4, Mob Psycho. I'm putting Mob Psycho at number 4 for really 2 reasons. One, I love the trope of a overpowered MC that doesn't want to be the MC or overpowered. He just wants to be normal. I love that trope. I think it's cool. It's always enjoyable, and it's really fun to watch them break and go nuts from Burke. It's so fun to watch them lose their shit. Having someone with a stone cold composure and they just rage, you can't help but want. You want nothing more than them to win. You want nothing more than them to be okay. It's one of those, they wrote this too good. They wrote this too good, and then the animation style for Mob Psycho is just, it's so good. It shouldn't be as good as it is. And I think it was low budget when they started. And if it wasn't, shit, it looked low budget. But that's what added to the beauty of it. It was like a cross between they were still drawing it up and like real shit. So, yeah, that's number 4. Number 3. All right, before I get into these top 3, no, I'm not going to take extra time. No, I'm not going to tell you a sponsor stuff. I'm going to tell you this. These top 3 right here, if you get nothing out of this list, pay attention to these 3. These 3, by far, have been the biggest influence on who I have become as a person today. I have watched all of these as a child who was still developing. Who am I? What kind of person am I? Do I like this? Do I like that? These had such a huge effect on me. Now, if you're watching this, you probably already have a personality. These will not change your personality. But I'm letting you know right now, these are worth every second you watch them. So, if you need something to put on the background, you want to watch something that'll destroy your soul, you want to watch something that will make you feel good, I promise I'll specify, but these are it. So, number 3, Gintama. Gintama is probably one of the best comedy animes you will ever see. There is not a better comedy anime. Every episode is funny. There's like 12 seasons with 20 episodes, 23 episodes each. This has just as many episodes as Dragon Ball Z. It's like 390 something. It's got a lot of episodes. Every single episode is funny as hell, and it's like it's not an anthology. What's the word? You can watch them out of order. You can. But like 1 or 2 episodes a season are very, very pertinent to the actual story ongoing in the background. Which, the final season, is the story's conclusion that has been going on in the background. Super important. You get little hints and drips of it and teases of it throughout the entire show. And a lot of it during those, like, 1 or 2 episodes per season. But, yeah. It is probably the best. The absolute best comedy anime. If you want a good laugh, please, Gintama's the one. I can't tell you how many times I have watched just a random episode just to feel better or something like that. Just for shits. Just for shits. Gintama's the one. It's the one. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is Trigun. Not the new shit. Not Trigun Stampede. Catch me with that fucking 3D fucking bullshit. Trigun. Vash the Stampede. The Human Typhoon. Trigun. It's like an old 90s anime. Number 2 for 2 reasons. 1, I don't think anyone could have wrote a better story for that. The story, the source material, that is perfect. And that's why I hate Trigun Stampede. Because they didn't follow the fucking source material. You had a perfect document in front of you to follow, step by step. You could have just remade the shit with new animation. How dare you ruin something so perfect, you fucking dogs. Anyway, yeah, Trigun. Perfect. It was a great small amount of episodes. I think there was like 2 or 3 seasons. They had a movie. It was like the perfect amount. You know what I mean? It was the perfect amount. They didn't drag it on. There was a beginning. There was a middle. There was a little filler for fun. And there was a conclusion. There was no filler arc. There was no filler fucking week to week to week to week just to get through something. There was like a few filler episodes to keep it going. So like, hey, I can't go from here to here in like 2 days. So let me add some filler in between. So like, hey, cool. Like you can see the character progression of this guy or the character progression of our main character, or you can see how they think now. It was genius. It all came together so perfectly. Trigun is hard to beat. And the twist at the end, I shouldn't even really say the end. The twist, like, towards the end of the middle. That's really where the twist hits. It's right at the end of the middle. And then you just can't stop watching. From that point forward, you're not allowed to stop. Can't. All right. Let's go ahead. The number one. You might have been able to guess it if you know me. And if you don't know me and you've watched some of my shows already, you probably also already know what I'm going to say. Because I, too, have a massive hulking plate of steel that I just lug around everywhere with me. And know it's actually a sword, I promise. It's Berserk. I am the biggest Berserk fan that I have met. I have not met anyone that likes Berserk more than me. And trust me, I've tried. I've gone on Reddit. I've talked shit. I am that guy. I have not seen anybody who likes Berserk more than me. I love it. The story is perfect. The revenge plot is there. That man has suffered and keeps going. He's like a hero to so many people that go through hard things. And yeah, modern day kids and adults don't go through it as bad as kids and adults did like 50 years ago. But times have changed, right? And they will continue to change. Guts is the main character of this series. And this man has suffered more than any other anime character, or shit, fuck it, any person or character in any movie, show that I've ever seen. Consistent suffering. I just redlined on that. Consistent suffering. And he still chooses the love of his life. He will consistently choose the love of his life over revenge. And then when it comes down to the love of his life, that's all that's left, is revenge. So, without spoiling anything, I will say this. Out of all of the anime I've stated here today, Berserk is the darkest. It is the saddest. I read this shit at like 13 years old. This was unhealthy and traumatizing to my brain. But I promise you, if you are old, not as old as me, but if you're old, give Berserk a try. Watch the 1997 anime series. 97 through 98. If you can't find it for some reason, yes, the Golden Egg arc, movie 1, 2, and 3 will suffice. Memorial Edition is fine too. If you really want to watch The Black Swordsman, you can. It's that 3D shit that I hate so much, but it's my favorite anime ever, so I've watched it a few times. It's good. The animation sucks. It's bad. But, like, you know, the story's there. I mean, Miura didn't fucking make the animation. Miura's the guy that wrote the book or manga and did a lot of the drawing for the manga itself. So, passed away a few years back. R.I.P. Miura. You did a great job. You have severely put a chokehold around all of my wall space. I can tell you right now, I'm just looking around me. I have too much Berserk stuff, but like that's not my opinion. That's my wife's opinion. I have far too much Berserk stuff, and I'm not gonna stop. And that's literally just a message from my wife. I won't stop. I'm sorry. I love you. All right. Moving forward, that is my top 10. I will be going through more anime that couldn't make this list. I will be going through and discussing specific anime and lore and other things. Don't worry. All of that to come. All of your favorite anime, all of your favorite topics when it comes to anime, it's all gonna be in this podcast. So make sure you come back, give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that little bell button, and I will personally text you when I'm about to go live or I'm about to post a video. So that little bell button is for you, and I get a notification before I hit upload, and it says send insert your name here. That's you, by the way. Send them a message and let them know you're about to go live, or send them a message and let them know you're about to upload this. And I do. I send it from my personal device, where I currently sit and reside. So just know that's how the little bell works for me. Might not for other major streamers. But I'm not major streamers. I'm Lil Man. Call me Lil Streams. You know what I'm saying? No, don't call me that. Don't call me that for real. All right. It's been real. I'm the Viking Weeb, and this has been Anime That's Better Than Your Favorite Shows. Unfiltered, raw, gluten-free, vegan opinion. I am going to continue to stress the opinion that I have. But it's just an opinion. I believe it to be fact, but you don't have to convince me, and I don't have to convince you. I just want to share a little bit of my plethora of knowledge, give you my top 10, and we'll continue to dive into more next time on Anime That's Better Than Your Favorite Shows. Good night.